Hello, everyone. Welcome to the pre-show of the Codex podcast. As usual, I'm your host,
Woohoo!
Sonny Kruger. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts, Mighty Mike Harbor and the Ric Flair Comics himself, Uncle Gary.
Woo!
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 So we got a great show. I have to say right now we're in the pre-show, but we've got quite a bit of comic book news. There's some talks of people going to be in some movies, new comic books coming out. The Razzies just put up who's nominated for their awards. And of course, we'll have some viewing insanity. We'll have right or wrong. Today, Mighty Mike will have the 5 statements. We'll have a random panel of the week featuring a certain power girl. She's got something she can distract people with.
Yes, she does.
Oh, yeah. And on the F list, we have someone named Goody Two-Shoes. And then,
Goody
of course,
Two-Shoes.
Good
Oh, yeah.
shoes.
I don't know. This will be a surprise when I see Goody
Yeah.
Two-Shoes.
yeah. And then for the review, we will be reviewing Superboy, featuring the Legion of Superheroes, issue number 203, Massacre by Remote Control. Yes, there we go. Finally,
Of
I
course.
read a story with the Legion.
Well, that's what I did. And listen, I picked it because it was the first Legion story I ever read. So, Mike, when we do it, I'll have Mike show the book. I handed it to him today. It's my actual original copy from 1974. So that was the first issue of Legion I ever read. And so I figured let's make Sonny read the first issue that I ever read as a kid. So
Nice. Well, there we go. Yeah, so looks like that was a first for both of us. So, all right, let's see a bit of the chat. Look, who is that? Look at that. It's Sal the Slab Guy. Hey,
Hey,
Sal.
Al.
hey, Sal, our Caps are on a roll. Sal, our Commanders are one game away from the big show, Super Bowl. I mean, it's pretty good time to be a Washington fan, Sal.
Yeah, and then speaking of Sal, Sal will be on the Codex podcast next week.
Sweet.
Ooh. And tomorrow night he'll be on Comic Character of the Day, and we take a deep dive into Kang.
Thang.
Thang.
Diving into that thang.
Diving into that
Thang the
Kang.
Conqueror.
Thang the
Thang
Conqueror.
Nave Kang.
I would think it would be better if he was Thang the Conqueror.
Thang the Conqueror.
Thang.
What about Tang?
Tang.
Tang the Conqueror.
Thang.
Wu-Tang. It's for the children.
How about Pootie? How about Pootie the Tang?
Pootie Tang.
Pootie the
Pootie
Tang.
Tang. Didn't that movie win Best Picture? No.
I think so.
Yeah.
Sal says DC teams are looking good.
Yeah,
Yes,
looking
they
good. Well, we're not counting the Wizards. Shh, don't talk about them. Well, the Wizards are trying for that number 1 draft pick,
Yeah,
even though the NBA has the lottery. But who is it? The kid from Duke? Is it Flag? Everybody wants.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
'Cause I heard that, or was it last year that the Hawks got it? Like they hit a very low chance and they got it last year. Yeah, like I said, when it's NBA, it's a lottery, so who knows? We'll go.
I think the Nationals hit the lottery this year, and they'll have the first baseball pick this year.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let me make sure I lower our phone. So when I check to make sure that we're on, they don't hear us. Echo. There you go.
Echo.
There we go. Here we are.
R.
Hello.
Hello.
Today. I am the luckiest man in all the world. Or something like that.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man on the face of the earth. Yeah,
You were there live, weren't you?
I was there live.
Yeah.
I was. It was my 40th birthday. I remember going.
Hey, you said it here. It's all recorded.
It's
Yep.
all recorded. Pride of the Yankees with Gary Cooper's Lou Gehrig was actually pretty good. Yeah. That's quite a sad story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad when they name a disease after you.
Yeah, not so good. Yeah. And it's one of the rare cases where they named the disease not after someone that supposedly discovered it, but actually suffered from it.
Right.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
because usually it's always the one like the doctor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Sal says mics are hot. Of course mics are hot, Sal. Of course we are.
Mics are hot.
Yep. Yes, thank you. Even though you spelled it wrong, that's fine.
We know he meant well.
I know.
Jesus. Oh man.
It's a sad state of affairs.
But guys, yeah, so like I said, with the comic book news, we got a show that was possibly greenlit by Marvel. We'll have somebody returning to a classic series of Wolverine. Also, another comic book, a character who has been out of comic books for a couple decades is coming back with a series of their own. And then, well, there's a whole thing with Diamond and Image pulling their comics from there. So I look forward to talking with you guys about that on the show too, because you guys own a comic book shop. So.
Sweet.
Yeah. We do it that. We're part owners.
Where is it?
Yeah,
Comic
Slide
Logic.
over to Comic Logic.
So we have part opinions.
You get if you go over to the Comic Logic Facebook site, you'll see my new comic video.
That's right. He did the
today.
video of the new books today. It
Yeah.
caused people to break down the doors as soon as we opened.
Yeah,
They were very excited.
sweet.
You know what else has some people excited?
What's
The
that?
Code X Station is having a giveaway.
A
Ooh,
giveaway.
Everybody up, you can get some comic books. All you got to do is to make sure you're subscribed to the Code X Station, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, and put hashtag giveaway. Make sure to just take a screenshot just in case. But yes, make sure to put hashtag giveaway. Make sure you're subscribed. That's all you got to do to enter, and you could win some comic books.
Are we eligible to win because or are we excluded because we're part of the Codex Station?
I believe we are excluded.
We're discriminated against.
That's okay.
See, Mr. Keith
Yeah.
says, I wish every day was Wednesday, not just for the live stream. I just think it'd be fun to do a Groundhog Day time loop for a few years. You know, Mr. Keith, I agree. I do love Wednesdays. It's just a great day. We do the podcast. Even before when X-Men 97 was on, I was always excited because I get to 3 a.m., get to have X-Men 97, then I get to sleep, do my thing, get up, do more of my things, and then get ready and have the podcast. So Wednesday is always a top day for me.
Have you watched Creature Commandos?
Not yet. Maybe I'm gonna wait maybe till it's all done and just.
It's done.
Is it
Oh,
done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm on
7
issue-
episodes. I finished it the other day.
Okay, so I'm on
Okay,
5, I think.
Mm-hmm. Got 2 more.
Sweet.
That's fast, and yeah, if it's only 7. They're like half hour.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's pretty funny. My favorite is GI Robot, who just wants to kill Nazis. So
Elon Musk better watch
I
out.
was gonna say Elon Musk should stay away from GI Robot.
GI. I was trying to see if I saw the scene, or maybe somebody posted something about one of the scenes that he's just plowing down.
It's a.
I
It's
mean, I don't want to give a whole lot away. I'm just gonna say, if GI Robot is somebody that's hanging around with you, really bad to take him to a Nazi rally. That's all.
Bad, or is it really that bad?
It might be bad.
might be bad for the person who takes them.
Yeah. If you, yeah. So, and he does ask, "Are you a Nazi?"
He is pleasant, and you know.
Yeah. He's very polite until he's not.
Mr. Keith says Creature Commandos is fantastic and a great use of Gogo Bardello.
Which actor was that? It was if that was
Maybe
the bride, then I really dug that actress, that voice actor.
Yeah, she did really good.
Weasel.
Weasel.
Weasel is Bill the Cat. For you
Yeah.
all that are familiar with Balloon County, that is what
Totally.
Weasel is.
Yeah. Oop oop ack. Hairball.
Yeah, but it's one I definitely will make sure to check out. Like I said, 7 episodes, they're all out. Like half an hour shows. So.
It's all out. You know, I'm sensing a Sunny DC bias here because X-Men. He couldn't wait. The second it was released, he watched every episode in the middle of the damn night. Creature Commandos has been out for almost 2 months now. He hadn't even peeked at it.
Well, most shows I take a while to get to, but X-Men gets special treatment.
I mean, no moss gathered on that show, did it?
No, like I said, it was like their episodes would come out at 3 a.m. and at 3 a.m.
Sonny was up watching it.
Yeah, and Dexter's another show that I get onto pretty fast.
Dexter is another show. Wow. You know what? I can imagine that the serial killer thing really does it for you, because from what you've done to the action figures, it's not that big a leap, is it, Mike?
Not from what I understand.
I'm a storyteller. I like good stories.
you're a dismemberer.
He disremembered.
Yeah. I don't know what he was talking about. It's a smear campaign against me.
Yeah, you showed a box of evidence. What the hell are you talking a smear campaign? A box of assorted body parts.
Oh, let's see what Sale says. It's a special treatment, just like his action figures get special treatment. Okay, we'll hide that comment, Sale. But I was being said before. It was around Christmas time, and I was at Target shopping, and I looked to see if there's any ornaments. And I look, and what do I find? I find a Sonic that's really broken up, no head, one arm, one leg, and I said, somebody's setting me up.
You said, "Wow, I must have been here yesterday."
I don't remember this.
I don't remember coming in here yesterday.
Maybe this is somebody who got a hold of my stuff, but I know just send me up.
Does I had an inappropriate question about people holding your stuff, getting a hold of your stuff.
Maybe a little bit after dark.
Maybe after
dark.
I didn't think Maria allowed anybody to get a hold of your stuff.
Only her.
Only her. That's right.
I gotta fight the others off. I was trying. Get away from me.
Yeah.
You got to beat them off. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. that Archie cover. Yes, that Archie cover.
Mike, he almost said yes.
He almost said it.
He caught himself. Good job. Like the Archie cover. That's right.
Yeah.
See, comic book saved you right there. You remember that comic book, and it saved you.
Yes, comic books not only make you strong, they help you. They help save lives.
They help you be mentally strong too.
Yeah, and help you not say things on air being recorded
that you will regret.
Yeah.
Oh man, very good.
Archie helps me save the day. Helps me catch myself.
Well, there's another great Archie book where he was talking about getting Veronica a pearl necklace. So I'm like, well, all right then.
Well, okay.
Okay then.
That's love.
That is love.
That is love.
I got some Archie's covers or some parts that may be on some random panel of the week coming up pretty soon.
Oh, listen, Archie are some of the best ones to take in a unsavory way. Let us say
they were some of the earliest ones.
Double entendres, yeah.
Well, guys, before we get started with the actual show, remember we're on all the socials at Codex Station. And of course, if you want to get the merch and meet the team and so much more, you can always go to www.thecodexstation.com. Now it is time we go from the pre-show to a little bit of a countdown to the actual show.
Dude, what?
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Code X podcast. As usual, I'm your host, Sonny Kruger. I'm joined by my usual co-hosts every other week, Mighty Mike Harbor, and the Ric Flair of comic books himself, the curator of comic books, Uncle Geary.
Woo!
Today, we are set to review Superboy 203, Massacre by Remote Control, which is starring the Legion of Superheroes. But
Made
before
Sonny read a Legion story. That's worth seeing.
Yeah, no, we said earlier. You said it was the first time, your first one reading.
First one I ever read, first book I ever read, and the particular issue I gave Mike the actual issue that I pulled off the rack in 1974, right there. That's my issue from '74. I gave him that one to read. So it's a lot of wonderful comic, 50-year-old symmetry going around this joint. Symmetry.
Before we get to that, before we get down to the Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes, we've got a lot of comic book news. We got Variant Insanity. We've got Right or Wrong. Mike will be the man with the 5 statements this week. We got the F list. Someone Goody Two-Shoes is joining. We'll have a random panel of the week. And we'll be seeing why Power Girl, she has a couple of things to distract, that she can distract anybody with. Yeah, so.
Her shoes.
Got a lot. Oh, yeah.
Big shoes.
Her boots.
The haircut,
Her
the big eyes.
The eyes have it.
The eyes have it.
And look at that. Sal says Gary equals Mr. IT.
That's right. Mr. It.
Mr. It.
Mr. It.
Call him Mr. It.
Mr. It. Yeah.
He's a mean one.
You can turn to any nightmare
Mr.
we
It.
have.
He's a mean one, Mr. It. That's right.
They all float down here.
But everyone, I say it's time we get on to the news, and we've got quite a bit of it, so I will start us off with the rundown. It said Marvel has greenlit another show, and that show is Strange Academy. And it is set to start Benedict Wong as Wong. So we know in the comic books it was more like Doctor Strange's school, but this one seems like it will be more of Wong owning the school. Also, Chris Claremont is returning to Wolverine and Kitty Pryde for the sequel miniseries. Other than that, there's a character who's been out of comic books for quite a couple of decades now, and it is Captain Planet, and it has been announced that Captain Planet will have a new series with Dynamite. Also, the Razzies came out with some nominations, and, their nominations were announced, and quite a few superhero stories or comic book or movies based on comic books were nominated for quite a bit, like Madam Web and Joker, Folie à Deux. Mike, I know that probably gets you really angry because I heard that you love those.
It horrifies me.
Joker movies. So
Mike,
this may have you happy.
Mike is so mad at that movie, he doesn't even want it to be recognized for Razzies.
Yeah.
Okay,
Giving it too much attention.
Yes. I mean, that's a hardcore hate where he doesn't even want it to get a Razzie. He wants it to be dead, buried, and forgotten.
When it's dead, when it's family dead, when it's dog dead, the house burned to the ground.
It's true hate.
That is hate. That's terrible.
But somebody getting a lot of hate has been Diamond Comic Distributors Inc. And, we found out that they filed for bankruptcy last week. And now this week, Image Comics has pulled their comics from Diamond. Wow. And then we got a little bit of a rumor mill, and that is that Robert Downey Jr., it's been said, right, that he's going to play Dr. Doom, but that he'll be Dr. Doom in Doctor Strange. Time runs out. So that's the rumor. Not confirmed, but that's the rumor.
So is that a paradox?
Yeah.
Get it? A pair of docs?
Docs.
Oh,
There we go.
Oh, you're so funny.
We got to get in a little thing that.
Ching. Yeah.
Little
Rim
top
shot.
hat.
Okay,
Rim
well,
job. Rim shot. Rim job.
Rim job. Ooh, rim job.
Oh.
Oh, now it's a different show. Now it's after dark again.
Maybe I read this at the wrong time, but Sale says I'm with Mike.
There we go. Everybody loves one.
Maybe he meant what you just said.
Oh,
Or maybe
probably-
he meant about Joker, but
Probably about the Joker, but Sal doesn't look like he's turned down a rim job in his life.
Right.
perfect timing. Maybe post the sale.
But well, Sonny, you were telling us how much you like basketball and you really like the rim jobs.
No, I'm more of a
Slam dunks
slam dunk, and 3-point.
and 3 points.
3-point guy, yeah.
Okay, okay. I'll have to work on my NBA terminology. Rim job is not Not an NBA
I
term.
don't really consider it. Yeah. They're like, wait, what? No, it's a basketball term. Like, we never heard this before. It's more like an airball. But
We're 12-year-olds.
Juvenile, yes, we are.
Juvenile, without a doubt, forever.
Yep.
having fun, right? So can't blame anybody. But guys, yes, there's a lot of stuff going on. Anything you'd like to jump on first? For instance, I'll get on with a bit of Captain Planet, and it said, yeah, this Captain Planet hasn't been out for a few decades now. And now come back to Dynamite, and that it will be David Pipos, who has worked on Space Ghost and Cable. He'll be the writer of the series, and the art will be by Iman Castelos, who's worked on Vampirella and Pathfinder. And that Captain Planet, issue number 1, was scheduled to come out on April 23rd to coincide with Earth Day.
There you go. Look at that. That's very good.
I saw he's got a beard now.
Well, it's been a couple decades. He's kind of aged. Do we want to put out a bet on how many variant covers there are?
Oh, as soon as I heard Dynamite, I'm like, oh,
They'll,
too many Captain Planet covers.
The over under is 30. The over's
there'll be a different variant for every one of the known planets in the galaxy,
and some unknown planets.
Yeah, there's probably some unknown ones too.
I really don't
Every
want the
character
planet.
from the show.
I don't want the planet Uranus variant. I'll take that. I'll pass on that one.
That's going to be the favorite one.
That one will have a guest appearance by the Brown Lantern.
It might be freezing a bit on
No.
my side.
Oh no.
Well, it's
Okay.
it's freezing here, so that makes sense because it's cold as hell. We got some now. It's cold here. Are you getting even worse cold because of the Arctic air coming down where you're at, Sonny?
You know what? The other day it was like 0, and then now it's jumped up to the 20s. So
Okay, today it was in the 20s here, but when we got up this morning, wind chill was 0.
okay, so there you go. Like it's starting to come back. His internet's starting to jump on. But
Yeah.
Yep.
Now
we
I
can
can
hear
See
you.
me?
It's just your movements are a little choppy. Yep, there he goes. All right, well, he'll be back and better than ever. There he goes.
And I'm back.
And he's back.
There you go.
Look at that, better than ever.
The cold has frozen my internet.
Yeah, Sonny's even colder than we are up there in Chicago.
Somehow right now I don't have the gloves on yet. So
Yeah. Well, look at the crazy weather. New Orleans got like 8 inches of snow on Bourbon
Crazy.
Street.
Crazy times.
Man.
Nuts.
So maybe Captain Planet is the one we all need to help save.
To help straighten out the weather.
Yeah.
You got to control the weather wizard.
Yeah, really.
Who's doing this?
Yeah, but that's speaking of Captain Planet, it was a show I knew of it. You know, it was around I remember in the 90s it being around, but I was like, there's not much action. I want to get to.
Did Tom Cruise do anything with that? Did he do the voice of Captain Planet?
I don't
For
know.
some reason, I
Look it
connect
up.
Tom Cruise with Captain Planet for some reason. I don't know why.
Possibly. It's owned by Scientology.
No, nothing shows
Okay.
Cruise. Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking.
David Coburn.
Maybe not. Then I'll know. Every now and then my brain short circuits and I remember something wrong.
Whoopi Goldberg was his guy in there. I didn't know.
Oh, okay.
All right. And we got somebody else joining us. Sapphire Glad Comics.
Hello.
Guys. Hello. Glad to have you joining us. Yes, we're talking about, we're in the comic book news, and we're talking about Captain Planet's comic book coming out April 23rd. But April seems to be a pretty fun month, not just because it's my birthday on April 29th, or Dan Kelly's birthday on April 29th, but also that Wolverine and Kitty Pryde series is set to come out on April 30th. And that'll be Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. It'll be 5 issues. It'll be written by Chris Claremont, and the artist will be by Damian Corsero. The cover is by Alan Davis. And it'll
Okay.
be variants. But yeah, so this is set to take place. So there was they had their miniseries in the 80s, and then it was mentioned, you know what? I'm just going to read a bit of what Chris Claremont had said. It's really great returning to this arc, especially since it's being presented by a wonderful artist, Damian Corsero. It's the story of what happens between the end of the original Kitty Pryde and Wolverine miniseries and Logan and Pryde's return home to rejoin the X-Men. 5 issues, more than a single story, complete with surprises galore. And he said, obviously, that Kitty Pryde and Wolverine miniseries is so iconic, taking Kitty from the junior X-Man to the fully fledged hero we see when she returns to New York. That was what editor Mark Basso added. He said, but there was a clear gap between the end of this Ogun situation and when Wolverine and Kitty arrive in New York in Uncanny X-Men 192. So he said this is where we get to see what happened in between that.
Well, that Claremont guy, I think that kid can do well writing an X-Men book. I'm going to give him a chance.
Me too. I think he can do a good job.
I've heard of him. I've just not. Doesn't ring a bell though.
Yeah, doesn't ring a bell. Yeah, I think that Claremont guy we'll give him a chance and see if he can write a decent X book.
I'll pick it up.
Yeah.
I think it should be good. Yeah, 5 issues, not long. Wait, we got some more Captain Planet news. Mr. Keith says Don Cheadle played Captain Planet in a comedy sketch. I'm not sure if I saw that, if it was on Saturday Night Live or something, but
Don Cheadle's good in whatever he does.
That's true.
So guys, I think shall we talk a little bit of Razzie information? I know, Mike, I know you're a bit upset about Joker, Follow You Do getting any kind of credit, whether it be bad or not. But when it comes to the Razzies, they were saying that Madam Web is nominated for Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Dakota Johnson, Worst Supporting Actor, Tahar Rahim, Worst Supporting Actress, Emma Roberts, Worst Director, S.J. Clarkson, and Worst Screenplay. And Joker, Follow You Do is nominated for Worst Actor, Joaquin Phoenix, who actually won Best Actor for their first one. It's also up for Worst Actress, Lady Gaga, Worst Director, Todd Phillips, Worst On-Screen Combo, Worst Screenplay, and Worst Prequel, Remake, Ripoff, or Sequel.
I like that ripoff. That's funny.
Worst ripoff. I like it too.
Yeah, Craven is up for that one, but they even said that, wait, Craven the Hunter isn't really like a remake or a ripoff, but it's still up for the award.
Yeah.
I know.
They said the Crow movie, but I didn't even think that Crow movie even came out.
Yeah, so the new one did come out. I believe it was over the summer.
That's right. I remember it looked awful, and we weren't going to go see it.
Yeah.
Maybe it was closer to Halloween, but yeah, we saw the pictures. Nobody was too excited. And
just last fall, I saw the 4K restoration of the original, and it really looked good. Really held up well.
Wow, it's a classic, and still to this day, no sequel or remake has come even close to being even with it.
No.
But what's pretty interesting about the Razzies is that for that worst on-screen combo, the ones that are nominated says any two obnoxious characters, but especially Jack Black in Borderlands. It says any two unfunny comedic actors in Unfrosted, the entire cast of Megalopolis, and then it says Joaquin Phoenix and Lady Gaga for Joker, Follow You Do, and then Dennis Quaid and Penelope and Miller for Reagan. But yeah, so there we go. Madam Web and Joker, Follow You Do dominate the Razzies this year.
That's quite the competition there.
Yeah, really.
Yeah,
it's race to the bottom. Yeah, a downward swirl.
Yeah.
Such a shame. We could have done so much more. I was kind of hoping that eventually, the story Batman, the White Knight, where the Joker, it's more focusing on the Joker trying to be good. I was hoping that one of the sequels would be like that. After this one, I've lost hope in that.
I think that would be a good animated movie.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Hey, did you all know that was the first story reviewed on the Codex podcast?
Oh, really?
Batman White Knight. That was the first one. Jamie recommended it for me, and then I recommended for Jamie The Punisher: Circle of Blood.
Well, that's a good one.
Those are good starts.
Yeah, so I thought good starts on both sides. And
Brown Lantern Swirl.
yeah, so
Right there you go.
Brown Lantern
Absolutely.
Squirrel.
Brown Lantern Swirl.
Yeah, I know for the What If series, they announced some of the characters who will be mainstays for the series, and not too many people were too happy with it. Yeah, I know, like Red Guardian was one of them. I can't remember all of them, but I didn't want to look too much. I didn't want to spoil it because it's another one I'm very behind in. But yeah, people didn't seem too happy about the What If characters that will be in this season. How are you guys on What If? Are you caught up with it? Have you watched any?
I watched the first one. Thought it was interesting. Interesting takeoff on. But I haven't watched the second series.
I have not watched any of them. I just haven't made the time yet.
There's so many shows. There's a lot to go on. Even I'm like, oh, I would like to watch this, and then suddenly a couple of years have passed by.
How many episodes are in a season?
I believe 10.
10, and are they half hours?
I'm
Yeah.
confident they're half hour.
So you've watched every one. What is your favorite one?
Oh no, I haven't watched any.
Oh, you haven't watched any. Okay.
No, not yet.
Well, what if one of us actually watched an episode?
Mike did. Mike watched
has.
one.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
watched the first couple. Yeah, they were okay.
I know Sale had said he refused to watch the Howard the Duck episode in the last season.
I didn't watch that one.
Sal, come on, Howard the Duck.
It's weird because Sale really liked Howard the Duck too.
I know. He wants to have his first appearance, which was an Adventure into Fear 19, I believe, in the Man Thing issue.
Oh,
Sale would know. He probably has it.
He's got slabbed.
Yeah. Sale says season 3 of What If? Brown Lantern Swirl.
There you go.
That says enough right there.
Or that's a dessert you can get at Dairy Queen. I'd like the Brown Lantern Swirl.
with chocolate chunks.
Someone's got to try that now.
There you go. The Brown Lantern Swirl. Oh my God. So
Someone's got to record. That'll be the thing that gets the Kodak station
noticed.
out there and noticed. Mr. Keith says, I enjoy, or excuse me, Mobius says, yeah, I enjoyed the What If show, not so much the recent run of What If Galactus.
Yeah, I've not been getting, usually I like Straczynski, but I don't know. The concept just, I guess it was okay, but it wasn't compelling enough for me to buy the books.
It has to be something really interesting, because the original What Ifs were very interesting.
Because that's what I was kind of hoping, was more like the originals. Mr. Keith says, What If is okay, but the multiverse stuff kind of makes it defeat the purpose. Yeah, that was the thing. I think they focused too much on that. That kind of made me not so interested. Where the comic books had really what if Elektra had lived back in the day? What if Wolverine was a part of S.H.I.E.L.D.? What if was it the Punisher got the suit, or was Spider-Man became the Punisher? All these crazy stories.
Yeah.
Well, you're right, but he's right. The the multiverse stuff, you could tell a tale of a different multiverse. That's basically your What If tale. Yeah.
Right.
There's that, and then, like I said, when it does come to Diamond Comics, I was interested to hear what you guys think, since you guys are both part owners of Comic Logic, with Diamond going bankrupt, and then now companies pulling out, like Image pulling their comics from it. What do you guys think about that?
I'm surprised it took this long.
Yeah, no, it's tough. I mean, I know that we've had delays on certain books and stuff like that we buy through Diamond. It's a shame because they did a lot for the industry, but they kind of had the monopoly on it, and everybody kind of turned their back against them.
Well, when you have a monopoly and you get arrogant,
yep,
things can happen, right?
That's true.
And
yeah, because I did see a lot of people complaining, a lot of complaints, saying it was a matter of time, like you guys said.
Yep.
When DC pulled out, that was the beginning of the death knell.
Yeah,
that was it. That started that downward spiral, and there are companies that come out of Chapter 11, and reform and are stronger and make it work. I don't predict that for Diamond. I think Diamond's done.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. Diamond knows a lot of competitors too.
That will be it. And then So back to the first bit of news I mentioned, Strange Academy. You know how Marvel, so Marvel, they obviously have, like most shows and companies, they have multiple pilots for ones, and it seems that the Strange Academy series had a pilot that did very well, so that they'll be going forward with that, and that it looks that it will be more of Wong taking the lead of the Strange Academy. Are you guys familiar with the comics of Strange Academy, or?
I thought you were going to ask if we're familiar with Wong.
We're all familiar with Wong.
We all know Wong.
We all know Wong.
Yeah.
I know of Strange Academy. It's not a book I've gotten, but I know it's Marvel's Hogwarts.
Hog Schwartz. What?
Hog Schwartz.
Schwartzlander. It's a Schwartzlander book.
Yeah, it's a Schwartzlander book, and that's why it's Strange Academy.
There you go. Yeah. Hey, maybe that's why maybe they saw like comparisons. Hey, well, Harry Potter is obviously super popular and super beloved, so maybe Strange Academy will do pretty well.
Did DC have one called Mystic U?
I can ask you.
I think so.
Sure.
I think DC had one too, so it was all the rage. Everybody's got a Hogwarts for their magic-based heroes.
Well, there's no problem. You see, it's 1:30 a.m. by you, and your vision is slightly blurry. Hey, that happens to us all. There's been days it's been 1:30 p.m. here, and I've been just getting up, and my eyes are like earlier today. Jamie messaged something. I'm like, Jamie, I didn't realize what I said. I thought I said, man, we're at episode 140. Remember a few years ago we started this, and then he's like, I don't get what your message says. I don't get what you mean. I'm like, how did you not know? And I look back and I'm like, remember a year ago? I'm like, remember almost a year ago we started this podcast, and now we're at episode 140. I'm like, no, sorry, man, my eyes are a bit messed up. I meant to say, remember almost 4 years ago we started this podcast.
4 years. That's a lot. That's well done.
Yes.
June 9th, 2021. I'm going to have to show you guys some of the promos we had done to lead up to the show. Now, they may be pretty hard to find now. I mean, they're obviously still on the Codex Station's YouTube page. Maybe in one episode, maybe when we celebrate 150 or something, I'll be like, guys, let's have a little watch of some of the trailers we had done. Me talking trash and Jamie talking trash to Mr. Keith says, I'm off from Mr. Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange in the MCU, who's perfect in it, but maybe he shouldn't be half-assing spells in Spider-Man No Way Home because they wanted one more day.
God. Hey, Boosh.
Hey, Boosh.
Hey, there we go.
You for your tardiness.
Now it's a party. If we get Chris in here, it'd be a gala.
And don't worry, even if you're running late, you can always go back and watch what you've missed. So yeah, we've been talking quite a bit, a lot of comic book news. And yeah, any comic book news you guys wanted to go over a little bit more before we move on?
No, I think nothing on my front.
No, I mean, I will say there are a couple of new series that I'm really enjoying. The new Justice League series and the Watchtower series and the Challengers of the Unknown. So they all kind of tie together a little bit, and I've enjoyed the cohesion between those three books from DC. That's been a pleasant surprise.
Nice. Yeah. Everyone, I've got some good news. The Code X Station is having a giveaway. Let me show you the picture. Oh, there's the first of the year giveaway time. There's Jamie showing you what you could get, and that is Secret Invasion issues 1 through 8. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the Codex Station and put hashtag giveaway. That's all you have to do. And we'll make sure we'll put you in the running. And then on February 1st, we will announce the winner who gets those nice comic books, Secret Invasion. Like I said, all
does Jamie deliver them in person?
We should send them. We should say so. But I'm not too sure who. Maybe it depends on who wins, where they are. But yeah, so all you have to do is make sure you are subscribed to the Codex Station, whether it be on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere, and put hashtag giveaway. And then you're in the running.
All right.
Yeah, so February 1st, you can win some comic books.
It's very cool.
Yeah, but we're not allowed to win them. So
Free books are always good.
Yep, definitely.
All right, everyone. Now that we've mentioned our giveaway, now it's time we go to some insanity.
I love that jazzy tune. Oh,
Yeah,
Sonny's rearranging himself.
Okay, all right, we're back. I was like, how did I just suddenly go away? So looks like I'm here. We're all here. So yes, it is variant sanity. And now it is time for everyone to guess what comic book do you think had the most variants this week?
Mike, you did the video stream. What do you think?
I'm gonna go Absolute Wonder Woman.
I'm going to go this Turtles Naruto.
Naruto?
Whatever it is.
I don't know what it is.
Anybody in the audience? All right, give me a little bit of time, and then anybody like to do the countdown? Okay. I just wanted to make sure on my phone too that I did not completely disconnect. We're still live.
Still alive.
Still alive.
Breathing and kicking.
All right, everyone. I'm giving you time. I'm giving you time. What comic book do you think had the most variants this week? Still doing a little bit of commercial. It says Variant Insanity. Info brought to you by CLZ.
There you go.
Right.
And
10, 9, 8, 7. Richard. Hey, Richard. Right now we are in Variant Insanity. What comic book do you think has the most variants this week? Mike, you had said Absolute Wonder Woman?
Yep.
And Uncle Gary, you had said Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yep.
Naruto. Thank you, Mr. Keith, for telling everyone to hit that like button. Yes, like, and make sure to share and subscribe. When you subscribe, make sure to put that hashtag giveaway so you could be in the running to win some comic books. I'll get the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The comic book this week with the most comments. No, comic book this week with the most variants. I was reading the chat. Richard also says TMNT. But you guys are wrong. The comic book this week with the most variants is Terminator number 4.
Wow.
We didn't even get that one. Thank you, Dynamite.
Yeah, that's one of the delayed books, isn't it? From Diamond, right?
Diamond.
Yeah, Dynamite.
Diamond done it wrong.
Yep.
I'm not too much of a fan of that cover. I think it's a good vote, but okay. Would anyone like to guess as to how many variants they believe the Terminator issue number 4 has?
20.
28.
Who should guess G.I. Joe? All right. How many do you guys think?
I said 28.
I said 20.
20?
Sonny, I got to say, every time you count down, I'm always impressed that you never lose count.
It's a gift. It's a talent. Multi-talented.
You don't lose count or a finger.
No, not this day and age. Not yet. Oh, I said Bruce says, oh, Terminator, nice. A series I need to check out. I haven't heard if it's good or not. And Bruce's guess is 17. Mr. Keith says, does James Cameron own the Terminator ship on that cover?
Probably.
So it's going to crash.
It's piloted by some blue dudes.
By the way, Gary, since you're a huge Twilight Zone fan, wasn't there an episode that was the actual inspiration of the Terminator?
Well, there was Real Steel, which was a boxing one, and it had not Real Steel was after a Twilight Zone episode called Steel. So I don't know if that's also that gave Terminator some inspiration or not.
Well, because I knew that. Oh man. Okay, it was from Outer. It was an Outer Limits episode.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what it was. Okay. Yep. There you go, Mr. T was saying Outer Limits episodes. Yeah. Okay, so everyone, the Terminator issue number 4 had the most variance this week with 14.
14. They gypped us.
Yeah, so you only get 14 covers.
Only 14 covers
of the Terminator issue number 4.
The next time we're going to go low, Mike, and it's going to be doubled what we guess.
Exactly.
Mr. Keith, you're right. Yep, there was Harlan Ellison. And, I remember Harlan Ellison. They said that he went to the theater, saw Terminator, he wrote down notes, and then took it to court. And now at the end of the movie, they had to add in, or somewhere inspired by the short story by Harlan.
So he got byline for it. Did he also get paid?
Yeah, I'm trying to think about his pay, but I know he did get his name in the movies.
Yeah.
Yes, Richard, it is insane. Only 14 issues of Terminator number 4.
The insanity today is there are only 14 after Dynamite. Well, I'll tell you what, Dynamite is distributed just by Diamond, right, Mike?
I believe so.
They don't have deals with the other distributors, so they are, they've got they need to make some arrangements.
Better be making some deals soon.
Yeah. Night Gallery was a really good show. Little darker, a little more horrific. Twilight Zone. I think Rod Serling passed away while that show was still being produced.
Okay, guys. So it was insane how there was only 14. I guess, hey, maybe they're trying to cut down a little bit with all the Diamond.
Yeah, because Diamond couldn't deliver so many anymore.
We'll see in April when the Captain Planet comes out if it jumps up and suddenly we're back to 28, 30 variants.
Mm.
We'll see. Time flies, so before you know it, we'll be in April. Almost in time for my birthday.
Sweet.
But now, everybody, it's time for Right or Wrong. And Mighty Mike, today you are the man with the 5 statements.
He's taking command today.
I'm taking command. Okay, here we go. I even wrote them down on this here piece of paper. So our first one, my Washington Commanders, Uncle Gary's Washington Commanders, our Washington Commanders will win by 14 points.
Ooh.
This upcoming game?
Yep, in the upcoming game.
The last game, yeah.
We'll win by 14 points. My second statement.
So I say wrong.
Listen, as much as I want that to be right, I'm saying wrong on that, but I would love it to be right.
All right, I'm going to say the Captain America movie will be really good with the upcoming one. Yeah.
With Sam.
With Sam as Captain America.
Who says one was wrong, but he says 3?
3 points. Okay, I'll take a 3-point victory.
Yeah, 3 point. Hey,
I'll take a 3-point victory. I'll be happy with that.
So Captain America
movie I think is going to be really good.
I'm going to say wrong in the hopes that I'm wrong.
I'm going to say right. I think it will be.
Yeah. I'm going to say that Marvel's upcoming or current Doctor Doom event is going to suck really bad.
I'm going to say wrong again. Man, I think it will be good.
I don't know enough about it, but
I don't know anything about it.
I don't know anything about it, so I'll be contrary and say wrong. I'll say it'll be good.
All right. So my fourth one is Power Girl has the best set of lungs in all of comicdom.
That is absolutely 100% unequivocally right.
I'm going to say right.
And the fifth one is I hate this freaking cold weather.
That is right.
Yes, it is right. Right, you do hate it, and right, many of us hate it.
Now I understand why so many people in these cold climes where it never gets above freezing it's depressing as hell.
Yeah.
You know, how do these people in Alaska deal? And then they have the endless night. That's just, man, that's just
It's tough.
That's just depression waiting to happen.
Yeah.
All right, so let's.
Oh, so wait. So Mr. Keith says number 4 about Power Girl is wrong.
Ooh.
Who is who?
Who has
Mr.
less
Keith?
chance of drowning than she does? You know?
Yes. Who has better lungs than she does? I demand an answer. I demand satisfaction.
Let's see, the answer. It is Heavy Flow. No, I'm joking.
Oh no.
No. Okay, but let's see. We'll go back to the first one. What we were saying for
First
number one.
is Commander. Beast of the Avenger.
Okay. So we have only Richard did say right for you for number 1.
Well, Richard thinks they'll win by 14. That's what they beat Detroit by. I would love that, but I'm going to say wrong. And if they win by 3, if they ultimately win by 3, I'm good with that.
Richard said, but lose to the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Ooh.
You know what? I'll cross that Super Bowl bridge when I get there. You know, the last time we were in the Super Bowl was against the Bills. Beat them 34-17 or 38-21, I think is what the score was. And that was closer score than the game really was.
Yeah.
But it would just be nice to be relevant. I mean, we're already relevant now. I mean, but for a 1-team turnaround, 1 year turnaround with the new regime, it's amazing. So whatever they do, I'm proud of them. I think we have a quarterback for the future in Jaden Daniels. I think he's been amazing. So, and I saw Adam Schefter say on the NFL Network the other day, or on ESPN, that the football gods are smiling because in the first season, without Dan Snyder, look where they're at. So
Definitely.
that's our former owner who sucks ass.
But guys, I think whoever has Phil Grayfield is going to win the Super Bowl.
Whoever's done what?
Whoever has whatever team Phil Grayfield is on right now.
Phil
Grayfield, is that Marvel Super Pro?
Yep.
Nice pull.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, whoever is NFL Super Pro is winning and saving the day, and beating up villains like Captain America and Spider-Man. But your number 2 question or statement.
Captain America movie. Good.
I think it'll be good.
Yep.
So Richard,
I want to see some Red Hulk.
Yep.
I think it'd be cool. I hope I said wrong in the hopes that I'm wrong. So it could be good. I'm excited to see Red Hulk and everything. So we'll just see. Yep. It's more of me just putting it out there and then hoping I'm wrong.
We hope you're wrong too.
Yep.
And your number 3 statement was
the Dr. Doom event is going to suck.
Mr. Keith said right. Boo said wrong. Fingers crossed.
You know what? I'm with Boosh.
Wrong.
I'm going to say wrong with fingers crossed. I like that, Boosh. A little bit of hopefulness, but we'll see. You know, I think Marvel is banking on Doom being their way back into the cinematic universe. So I think they're going to do everything in their power to make it good. So it would be in their best interest.
Yes.
Yeah, I think they're trying. So we'll see. I'm just saying wrong in the hopes of that. Yes, hopefully it is good, but we'll see.
Evidently, Doom and Rocket Raccoon today was good. So.
Oh yeah. Mike, you got that comic book.
Yes, I did.
Our pre-show you were showing me. You got it.
Yeah. Got a great cover, too.
Dr. Doom and a rodent. What could possibly go wrong?
It is an interesting duo, so I'm interested to see what everyone thinks of that comic book. And then number 4 was Power Girl, right?
Power Girl.
Best set in comic book. Everyone was saying right, except for
Mr.
Best set of lungs in comics. So we want to know who the other better set was.
Vampirella.
Going with Vampirella.
I'll take Power Girl.
Yeah. It's less likely to rip my throat out.
Well, she might rip your head off, but yeah. I mean, just one Power Girl motorboat, I think, would be just be amazing.
Well, either or, opinions, but both are great, in my opinion.
All 4 are great.
Yes. So, and then number 5.
Hate the freaking cold.
Oh yes, yes.
And that's all right. He hates the cold.
Everyone except for Booze. Booze said wrong. I hate summer.
I'm not a
I don't
fan
like
of
it.
heat. Well,
Yeah.
listen, I don't mind it cool. I don't mind it around freezing, but it's been damn near, 0 with our wind chills here lately, and it hasn't gotten above freezing in about 4 days. So that's what kind of sucks. But
Booze says, yeah, don't want 3 degrees, but damn, that 100. Yeah, I would
Yeah.
take cold over hot, but I still don't.
Yeah, I would take cold over hot too. Yeah, because you can always put more clothes on. You get to a point where you just can't take any more off.
Yeah, and I get burned. I get red. I turn red very fast. I think I'm turning into red tornado.
Red tomato.
Yeah, as soon as it starts getting a little sunny out.
A little sunny out. I saw what you did there.
Yeah. Actually, didn't mean that one. I was talking about the sun, but hey, there we go. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Make sure it said, yeah, if Marvel screws up Doom, they will have serious problems.
Yeah.
I agree.
Mike, we need to hear more about when he takes a little sunny out.
This is not the After Dark show.
Yeah.
It's for another time.
Yes, and that is absolutely true. That is absolutely true. Dan has talked about that on the show too.
Yeah.
That they're like, okay, all right, let's just keep making them bigger. And then it finally got to the point where they said something, but it had gone on for months.
Yeah.
A great story behind one of the greatest in all of comic books. Yeah, said Power Girl. They just kept getting bigger and bigger until they finally stepped in and said something.
Yeah.
Bowie says, Shauna She-Devil by Frank Cho.
Well, you know what?
I have to look that up.
Anybody that Frank Cho draws,
Yeah,
it's going to be bodacious. And Frank Cho has drawn quite a few Power Girl covers too. And
yes, he has.
Except for Glade Comics says, yeah, he loves the hot with himself.
Well, you're not getting it now, buddy.
Yeah. Not getting that either. It's too hot.
No, not getting that. We had
middle of July. Ooh, yeah, too hot.
No, we had a spring lot con in, like, was it early May? And it was it was 90 something degrees, and we had vendors there that the glue was melting on the spines of their books.
Yes.
That were outside.
It would be too hot. Yeah, it could mess it up. Yeah, so you guys had your kind of at the perfect time.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that was a good right or wrong. We got quite a bit of comments. You have what again? Got to talk about 2 great things. And now it is time we go to the random panel of the week.
Here we go, Power Girl.
Speaking of Power Girl, boom, there's our random panel.
There we
Power
go.
Girl stand there. She says, what's everyone looking at me for? How am I supposed to distract? Oh.
No, that's right.
Yeah,
Squirrel.
so with this, Batman was talking. He was saying he needed to distract like a 13-year-old about something. Like, we need something to distract him. And then everyone went to Power Girl when she said, yeah, how am I supposed to distract? Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
13 or 30 or
anyone.
130. I'm looking.
I think anyone. Man, woman, child, everyone will be distracted.
Yeah. She has gravity-defying powers, too.
Yeah. Boo says, yeah, Frank Cho on Power Girl could get out of hand.
Yeah, yes, absolutely.
Yep, too crazy.
Well, you didn't have glue. You didn't have the hardcover books that had the glue on them, I don't think, Adam. I think you had regular comics with staples. Those staples weren't going to melt. Yeah.
But speaking of things getting hot, yeah, well, there we go. We got Power Girl.
Yeah.
She's got ways to distract people. I mean, look at those eyes.
Beautiful
She has eyes.
Yeah.
Eyes have it.
I didn't even notice she didn't have arms in this one.
She doesn't have arms.
They're behind her back.
Yeah. There we go. Well, as we said, Power Girl can distract anyone. And that's why she was our random panel of the week.
Yep.
And now we go from Power Girl to the F list.
Super Pro on there. I saw.
Yeah, there we go. And before we'll be, we'll be working on it. And we take Shamrock off. We pick some other people on. Maybe your favorite Uncle Gary. We can see every flow every single week. Yeah, so we went from Power Girl to Goody Two-Shoes.
Goody Two-Shoes.
No Goody Two-Shoes. Wow.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I got him all big and strong and cheesy looking face.
Doesn't look too good.
Yeah. He says, yeah, ho, this pretty good. Fun, hey? Yeah. I know my atomic boots was more than a match for any superhero in the New York. This very Goody takes over the town.
Wow.
The thing says it's clobbering time, and Goody says, no, it's Cloud Hoppering time.
Oh my God, that's
wow.
awesome.
And there he is jumping around. He says, now you stay in whole ting. You admit Goody lick you, and Goody let you live.
Whoa, hey.
Whoa, okay.
Whoa.
This took a turn. Wow.
You see Goody taking, look at that, right to the face. When he gets hit with a street sign, he says, Yumpin' Yiminy.
Wow, Yumpin' Yiminy.
Yumpin' Yiminy.
And there he is on the top of the Empire State Building, and he says, you hear that, New York? You hear that, America? I come here looking for land of golden opportunity. I bring my plans for atomic boots like no other boots in the world. And what do? Do you greet Goody with open arms like saying on Statue of Liberty? No.
Wow.
And then here he is kicking the thing, looks like a little by the belt, and then the thing says, blast it, that does it, and punches him.
Kicked him in the stones.
Well, you kick him in the back of the head to get him in the stones.
Yeah, really?
So
I like Mr. Keith. He does look like Bob the Big Boy.
Yeah, Super Pro is an all-pro F-lister. Yes, he is.
Yeah, he looks like Bob the Big Boy on steroids.
He does. Boo just said, I didn't know Power Girl had a face.
There you go.
Yeah, he's a Rich Schroeder.
Yeah, kind of does.
The river dancer. And Mr. Keith said, shouldn't be holding a hamburger outside of a Bob's Big Boy.
Yes, Mr. Keith.
That's who I was thinking of.
Yep.
With that face,
Bob's
that's who I was
Big Boy.
thinking of. Yeah. And then Abu
Big boy with
says, damn, now I want
extra
a big boy with extra tartar sauce. And Mr. Keith said, this is what happened. Mr. Keith said, this is what happened to Dennis the Menace after the show.
He went on a steroid bender.
So, all right, guys, would anyone like to take a guess as to the history of Goody Two-Shoes?
Oh, man.
No idea.
Goody Two-Shoes.
Obviously, he was in the thing. Or
Yumpin' Yiminy, I'm going to have to think he's Norwegian or Swedish. So we'll say he's Swedish. So he's a Swedish meatball, and he came over here to make his fortune in America. His name is Sven Svensson. And he came over here, and he was ostracized by his town for being too bland and too milquetoast. So he decided that he would call himself Goody Two-Shoes, come to America and be a big time criminal, and then go back to his hometown, and he would be infamous, and that's how he would impress the people in the town that thought he was just a little milquetoast.
And before I tell you, Uncle here, Boo says Dennis the Gamma Raid Menace.
Yeah, I like that.
Jerry, you're pretty spot on with quite a bit of what you were saying.
Uh-oh.
So, Goody Two-Shoes is a Swede. He is from Sweden. His name is actually Sven.
It is Sven. Come on. Wow.
Sven Golison.
What was his last name?
Golison.
Okay.
Sven Golison. Yeah. He, like you said, was a Swede. His name's Sven. And he did come to the U.S. Yeah, trying to sell his shoes, his boots. Well, yeah, his Goody Two-Shoes.
His kinky boots.
Yeah, and since nobody liked him, well, before I get on to that, Goody Two-Shoes was created by John Byrne and Ron Wilson. His first and only appearance was in The Thing, issue number 7. It came out September 1983. That is at least the cover date. No.
I own that book. I had no idea.
Oh, wow. There you go. Now you can give yourself a read. There's 2 stories in it. So what goes on is The Thing. Somebody's, well, actually, The Thing visits Alicia in the hospital, and afterwards, there's this guy who's robbing a bank. Yes, Ben is a bank robber. There's some money right there. So the Thing confronts him, and he gives the Thing a licking, as he says. Well, he called it lick, but yeah, when he did say, yeah, you would make Goody lick you, and Goody let you live. So Goody's giving him a good fight. Then he climbs up the Empire State Building, right? He's saying he's all mad that he got ripped off with his boots. Even though, yeah, so his name is Goody Two-Shoes, but he even says his atomic boots. And eventually the Thing goes up there. He starts climbing up there, and Goody jumps down on him. They continue to fight. And Goody says Brock Lesnar isn't wrestling.
Mm-mm.
Hey, there we go, young before he went to the WWE. So they fought, and eventually, after this kick, the Thing's blasted that does it. And the Thing not only just beat him with a punch, the Thing jumped on top of him and punched punch after punch, and the Thing even picked him up and said, "You admit I beat you?" And Sven was just knocked out cold, and the Thing took his boots off of him. But you think that's it. That's actually not it. Because in part 2 of the story of Thing number 7, there was a time when in the Fantastic Four it was like that Marvel was making a comic book series of the Fantastic Four. So in part 2 of this story, the Thing goes to the creators and he confronts Ron Wilson, John Byrne, Ann Nesenti, and Roger Stern. And he says that is not how my story went. He says the truth is that when he confronted Goody Two-Shoes, this happened. And he says, it was just no contest. And the Thing beat Goody Two-Shoes with a flick.
It knocked him out of his shoes.
Knocked him literally out of his shoes. That's all it took. The Thing literally just flicked Goody Two-Shoes and beat him. And the creator said, well, maybe just sometimes we had to make it more exciting. Sometimes you're just not that interesting, so he ruined their office. So that's the truth about Goody Two-Shoes. He did not give this great of a fight to the Thing. He was not stopping him, not licking him, as he says. He literally just got flicked and defeated, and that was it.
He just flicked him.
And Boo says, Ralphie from A Christmas Story took them Red Ryder Superboy.
There you go.
It was a little bit after the movie ended, so. But there we go, guys. Goody Two-Shoes. You guys think he can make it out of the F list?
No way in hell.
No way.
No.
Mr. Keith says, should we assume he's also rip-off from a Harlan Ellison story? Okay, we could.
The one Harlan Ellison doesn't want published.
Yeah, really. The one he doesn't claim. It's like, no, I didn't think of that.
I had no idea what that was.
I don't know. Not my story. I don't know.
That's his Avengers 200 moment.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that book. I didn't write that.
Goody Two-Shoes. Uncle Gary, you got it with him being Swedish and with him being Sven.
Sven. Wow. That's pretty good.
Well, I say Goody Two-Shoes and his two shoes stay in the F list.
Without a doubt. There's a reason he had one appearance.
Yeah, exactly. And now that ends the F list for this evening. Now we've got one thing left, and that is to review Superboy featuring the Legion of Superheroes, issue 203, Massacre by Remote Control.
That's my very book Mike is holding up that I bought 50 years ago off the spinner rack. And it was the first Legion story I ever read, so I thought it would be fitting that would be the first Legion story that Sonny ever read.
Yes, it was. Before I jump onto that, Boo says St. Pauli girl's boyfriend Biff.
Mm-hmm. Nice.
Yeah, I can see Goody Two-Shoes. We can go on about Goody Two-Shoes for quite a while.
Probably.
But you know what? Goody Two-Shoes has no place in this story because this story is to be taken serious. This is Superboy issue 203.
It's life and death. It's a life and death
Show.
story.
Life, death, romance, a whole bunch of stuff.
It has everything.
Yeah, it really does, and it's all in one issue. First, I will mention that the writer was Carrie Bates, the penciler and inker Mike Grau, letters by Ben Oda. The editor was Murray Boltinoff. Yes, this is a two-part story, and this is my first story of the Legion of Superheroes, and so we start off with somebody. It appears there's robbers breaking in, and then eventually we find out that it was just other members of the Legion. It was a practice run, but then they wonder where was Invisible Kid? He did not, guard where he was supposed to be guarding the museum. I usually say museum, but I'm trying to say museum more. But you find out where is he? And he appears and he's defeated. So Brainiac 5 is working on him, and then Brainiac 5 and Mon-El, they were able to see in his mind where he went. He went to that invisible world where he was with Mila. And then as Mila was about to tell Mila's his love interest, and as Mila was about to tell him something secret, boom, the screen explodes. It was something big, and she told him something big. And as Dream Girl has a dream about Validus coming to take on the Legion, it actually comes true, and Validus does make his way there. And with the way how it was controlled, the Legion of Superheroes battles him, and Invisible Kid, he's in some trouble because of what happened, but at one point Invisible Kid even tells Phantom Girl that he wants to be with Mila. He wants to bring her into his world. That is his love. But Validus is, I learned that he is an extremely tough supervillain, and he's taking on all of the Legion of Superheroes, but it comes down to Invisible Kid. But once he finds out that he was, apart from Thorax's brain that was controlling him, Invisible Kid gets control of it, but Validus grabs a hold of him, and that's where I'll stop my run-through of the story. Anybody else, feel free to check out Superboy, issue 203. Like we were saying, it's got a bit of everything. It has action, it has romance, it has death, it has, pretty much everything you want in a story. And this is literally just a regular comic book. It's a one-shot. I'm surprised that this doesn't make more lists of top one-shots because it truly has everything. And Gary, like you said, this was your first story with the Legion of Superheroes. It was mine too. So even jumping into it, I was a little like, I wonder how I'm going to be. There's all these new characters, but they pretty much tell you, here's so his name is this, So I was able to jump into the story fairly fast. I have no complaints about this one. I absolutely loved it. It is a great story. It's a bit of everything. I feel like I'm repeating myself saying it's got everything, and no complaints. How could I really complain about a story that's about 22, 23 pages and have you into it and be wondering, you could leave it off here and still be satisfied with what you've read, or someone like me, I'm like, you know what? I do want to check out more stories of the Legion of Superheroes. Gary, you've made me a fan. You picked out a perfect issue for me to jump on.
Nice.
I, Sonny Kruger on the Codex podcast with the Codex Station, give Superboy issue 203, Massacre by Remote Control. 10 out of 10.
Wow. I'm stunned at that, Sonny. Wow. Unbelievable.
Absolutely loved it.
Wow.
My only thing is that I don't have it in my collection.
It's not an expensive book. You can get it. And DC just released a they're doing a line like Marvel's
The Essentials.
Like Marvel's Epic
DC
line
Finest,
or Essentials.
Right?
And it's called DC Finest. And they just released the Superboy and the Legion issue.
After I read this, I was looking for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it goes up to issue 203. So
yep.
Here we go. On that wish list now. All right, guys. Mike, I'll hand it to you first.
So I liked it. I love it. We have very few self-contained stories anymore, and this was a good one. I really enjoyed it. I'm not the largest Legion fan, so I will give it a solid 8 because
8 out of 10.
8 out of 10.
I think
I will highly recommend it, though.
That is a great score coming from Mike, who, he and I, we have a rivalry with the Legion against the Teen Titans. And let me say this, I love the Teen Titans. The George Perez, Marv Wolfman Teen Titans is one of the greatest series ever done. It's up there with the John Byrne, Chris Claremont X-Men series as far as being, what was, an essential comic book series of Mike and I's era, where it was the series that everybody was reading. So the Teen Titans was amazing. But the Legion, I just always dug the Legion. That was my first issue I ever read. And Mike Grill, who's one of my favorite artists, one of Mike's favorite artists, that's the issue where he took over the full art chores from Dave Cockrum, who left the Legion to go do the X-Men, the new X-Men. So he left DC and he went to Marvel and did the X-Men. So Grill takes over. Grill draws beautiful women. So all the women Grill draws are gorgeous. But
I did notice that in the story. Yeah.
And look, it's not like the men aren't handsome too. I mean, he draws. But I thought it was a cool concept. I loved the idea that there was a strike force that was breaking into Legion headquarters, and that it was, you find out that it was Legionnaires using their powers to break in, but it was a drill and to see if they could be caught. And, most 3 of the 4 are caught, and the one that's not is because Invisible Kid had abandoned his post. And I loved how Mon-El was the Legion leader at the time. He was pissed. I love that bit that he was mad as hell. Yeah. No, and he did punish him.
Yeah.
He wasn't allowed to turn invisible for a week. He gave him a penalty. But,
so, go ahead, sorry.
No, you go ahead.
I was going to ask the Mila character. Is that someone who is this her only appearance in this, or does she have some kind of history with Invisible Kid?
No, that was, as far as I know, that's the only time it ever appeared with her. And the thing about Valdis is that he is a mindless monster, but he is controlled by Thyrok, who is one of the leader of the Fatal Five, and he's half man, half machine, and he controls him. And as it turned out later in the continuity, Valdis ends up being the child that's born in the future of Saturn Girl and Lightning Lad that's mutated. They did a storyline where that's where he came from, because he has lightning type powers. And
pretty twisted.
Yeah, it is pretty twisted. But at the time that this book came out, that wasn't the storyline. But he was just a mindless monster that was controlled by the leader of the Fatal Five that we see briefly when Superboy goes to a prison planet to check on him. But it finds out there have been components from his robot mind that have been that the Legion had in their headquarters, and that those components had formed themselves together, and they were transmitting, and they were controlling all of this to bring him into the Legion compound to kill Legionnaires. So Invisible Kid figured it out and got a hold of that, that brain. And I just thought it was a kind of for comics for the kind of a gritty story, where you usually don't see a character, have a demise that lasts, and this one did. And, there's a little hint of tragedy, but the thing with Mila, I thought was an interesting little, romance that Invisible Kid did not know, this world that he could go to. He didn't realize that maybe she was beyond the living. And so that was a traumatic event.
Yeah, a lot of shocks in here, right up to the very end. Yeah, whoa, I didn't expect that. Yeah.
Yep. So I just thought it was, here I'm 10 years old or 9.5 years old reading this story, and it really hit me. Wow, this is pretty deep. This is awesome. And as I read it years later, it's still good. It still holds up. I mean, I think Superboy was beaten a little too easily in it.
Yeah.
By all this. But they have to explain what's going on, because Valdis can't give any he can't give any monologue because he doesn't speak. So they kind of had to explain that he was hit by a that mental electrical energy that's an aura around him, and he's just like a mindless, senseless creature controlled by remote. And that's why it was Massacre by Remote Control. Yeah, he was controlled by remote.
The first time I read that name, I'm like, Massacre by Remote Control. I don't know, but then read it, like, okay, yeah, that's not easy. That's a great villain they're up against.
So I loved the Mike Grill art, and I liked the story. So for me, even after all these years, and yes, some of this is tinged with nostalgia, I give it a 9.2 out of 10.
Ooh.
9.2 out of 10, and I just think it's a fun story. I'm really stoked that you loved it, Sonny. I think that is really really fun and cool. And if you look at the costume of Saturn Girl who was in this, think of Storm, because Storm, Cockrum had created her to be a Legionnaire and created Nightcrawler to be a Legionnaire. Storm's costume is very similar to Saturn Girl's costume.
Yeah.
You know, her original costume. Yeah. So Dave Cockrum redesigned the Legion costumes when it was appearing as a backup in that Legion book that you went online and looked at. I'm pretty sure is starting to reprint those Legion stories that were backup in Superboy, starting with like probably in the 180s of Superboy. And then the backup feature got to be so popular, they promoted it to the full feature where it was going to be Superboy and his adventures with the Legion. And that's where, 203 is still Superboy, but it's still, and the Legion of Superheroes was like a co-starring thing. And then I think when it hit issue 259, the next issue 260 was just Legion of Superheroes. So where they had taken over the book. But Sonny, my favorite part of this interview, this review, is that you loved it.
Yeah, I did. And I was excited. Like, okay, let me get on to this. Even to because obviously I was talking, joking with you about the Legion of Superheroes, and even Veladis. I haven't seen him before. Some pictures. I've seen an action figure. I don't have the action figure yet.
The action figure is pretty. I have it. I have it over there. It's a pretty big, massive figure too.
So I was like, I wonder. So when I saw he was on the cover, I'm like, oh, it's cool that I'll get to actually see how powerful this character, this villain is. So. Yeah, everything like I said, I had no complaints. It was what I love from reading a comic, and especially too as a one shot. Like it's hard to compare others to it. I'm like, yeah, why isn't it gotten more recognition as being an amazing one shot? I loved it.
Yep,
I love that, Sonny. I love that, man. Awesome,
cool.
Yeah, so there you go. Mike with an 8 out of 10. Uncle Gear with a 9.2 out of 10, and me with a 10 out of 10 for Superboy, starring Legion of Superheroes 203. Massacre by Remote Control. Feel free to check it out.
Indeed.
And then next week on the Codex podcast, I will have Sal the Slab Guy join me, and we will be reviewing Superman versus the Amazing Spider-Man.
Oh, that's a good one.
So that's what we got. I have not read it.
So, okay, that's a
treat. New one for me. Yeah,
it's a good one.
So
pick that up. I picked that up out of the drugstore when it came out. It was a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. And a great cover. Great cover.
Yeah, we're just looking at the cover. Yeah. Two epic characters that still, are still some of the most popular superheroes ever. And will continue to be.
It was just the crossover. A year before, Marvel and DC had done a Wizard of Oz crossover together, and that was their first collaboration. I mean, that was amazing.
You started to cut out. It was the Wizard of Oz, and who else?
DC and Marvel. Their first collaboration was a Treasury edition of the Wizard of Oz, and then the next year they did Superman and Spider-Man.
Nice. So I'm looking forward. Everybody, make sure to check it out next week. Me and Sal will review it. But everybody, we've got something. Uncle Gary, what do we want to give everybody?
Oh, as you can tell, look at us. We have all the socials, and we'd like nothing better than to give them to you.
You know it.
That's right. And everybody, you can find us on www.thecodexstation.com. You can get merch, you can meet the team, and so much more. And remember, every day But you can always check out videos from the Codex Station. We've got some pretty much every day. Obviously Wednesdays, the Codex Podcast. Thursdays, Comic Character of the Week. Uncle Gary, who are you tackling tomorrow?
Tomorrow, a little bit of time traveling action with Kang.
Kang the Conqueror.
Kang, the Conqueror.
Not to confuse with Thang the Conqueror.
That's right, Thang. Yeah,
Yeah.
conquering Thang is a little harder than Kang. But yeah. Thank you, Mr. Keith. Thanks for
Thank you,
being a
Mr.
part of it.
Mr. Keith.
Glad you enjoyed it. Glad everybody's here. Everyone, also don't forget, thank you, Boosh, for saying killer good guys. Don't forget, the Codex Station is having a giveaway. Remember, all you got to do to win some comic books is be subscribed to the Codex Station, whether it be Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, anywhere, and put hashtag giveaway, and they will enter you into the giveaway so you can win some comic books like ones Jamie's holding right there, Secret Invasion 1 through 8. So like I said, be subscribed, hashtag giveaway.
Awesome.
So everyone, thank you for joining us. I've had a great time here. I hope you all did too. I'm Sonny Cooper, and I was joined by Uncle Gary and Mighty Mike Harbor. So I say good night.
Good night.
Take care.
Go Commanders.
Go Commanders.
And I'll
Long
say
live the Legion.
long live the Legion.
Nice.